This is Karen with NewClevelandRadio.net, and it is time for Conversation with Comic with No Coffee. And the comic that I'm talking to today is Mary Santora from Cleveland, Ohio, and you're going to be performing in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm going to be at Hilarities, downtown Cleveland tonight, Thursday the 30th at 8 p.m.
So what does it feel like finally getting back on stage? I mean, you haven't done it yet. Tonight's the first night, but after all these months, how does it feel?
It's exciting. It's very exciting. You know, when comedy's your life, like it is, you know, you go from doing it 5-6 nights a week to not doing it at all. You miss it. It's a big part of you is missing, you know, it's what you love to do, and performing and making people laugh. And it's just something that's been like, missing is the best way I can describe it. So I'm very, very excited to get back out and just kind of find your groove again and spread some cheer, because I know everybody's just had such a rough year already that, you know, if you can go and forget about all that for a couple hours, that's just really what I'm looking forward to.
Well, and that's terrific. So tell us, what have you been doing over the last couple months during COVID, where everybody is supposed to be sort of staying at home, wearing their face mask, and socially distancing?
So I've actually done a lot of online shows. So the Zoom app, which is a video conferencing app, I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with it by now. I've done probably at least 20 or 30 shows on Zoom. It's not the same, obviously. You can't get the feel for the room or, you know, the back and forth with audience members or anything like that. But it's a nice little replacement, you know, where you can still kind of tell jokes and you can see people's reactions, and you know that you're brightening their day. And honestly, it feels good just to get the jokes out and know that you're having a positive impact on somebody's day when there's not a ton to be positive about, especially in the early days of the shutdown, when everybody was really freaking out and
Right.
There were so many open-ended questions, you know. So just being able to bring a little bit of light into people's life still feels great.
So you've still been on the radio, though, right?
Yes, we've been on air with the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. We've been on there every single day, Monday through Friday.
So you've been keeping busy almost at a normal pace, except your normal pace typically is that you're going from one city to another and performing on stage. But I know for those of you who are listening, your show also can be streamed, correct? The Alan Cox Show?
Yes, we have a live video stream that we do every single day. You just get it on our YouTube page or thealancoxshow.com.
So I want everyone to know around the world, you've got to listen to this show. You guys are so funny. I mean,
oh, thank you.
And even when you're not trying to be funny, you know, it comes out that way. I don't know if Alan Cox is pulling it out of you, or if it's just, you know, the natural ability of everyone on the show. So,
well, I really do love that show. We have such a comfort level that I think allows us to just kind of riff and be off the top of our head, knowing that even if a joke doesn't land or whatever, it'll still end up being a funny situation. But yeah, just like the comfort that we have with each other, and then that leads to, you know, ribbing each other a little bit. And I've known Bill for 8 years. I've known Alan for 5. So when you get to know somebody and you can really kind of play into that, it's such a great time.
That's wonderful. So tonight you have an 8:00 show, as we said, at Hilarities. And for those of you in the Cleveland area, the ticket pricing is a little bit different now because you can't buy a single ticket. So you either have to come in a group of 2, 4, I think it's 6 or 8. And that's for social distancing. So I want to thank everybody at Hilarities for putting that together, because now we can go down there and really feel comfortable knowing that we're sitting amongst our own party. And people aren't too far away, but 6 feet is a is a nice social distancing, and I think that's terrific.
Yeah, Hilarities has done an incredible job. They've spread out the tables on the floor. They're going every other row as far as the not benches, the booth seating goes.
Right.
So they're going every other row. They have plexiglass. They're doing very, very strict sanitizing rules in between, nights and in between shows on Fridays and Saturdays if there's multiple shows on a night. And then they've got the one-way aisles to get you to and from the bathroom, and masks must be worn when you're walking around. And Hilarities has just really, really done incredible over-the-top measures to make sure that everybody is super safe. So if that's a concern of yours, if you are listening, Hilarities has done everything they can do to make it a really fun and safe environment.
Well, it's a Class 1 act all around, so it's a wonderful place to go. So tonight, when you are performing, who else is going to be on the bill? Do you know?
Yeah, so tonight it's a lineup of local comics, so everybody's from Cleveland. John Armstrong is a very funny guy. He's hosting, and then Jimmy Graham and John Bruton are doing the two middle sets. So they're gonna do a split feature kind of a thing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. These guys are all awesome, all local. I take actually these are probably the three people I take on the road with me the most. When I'm able to bring someone out of town with me, if I'm allowed to bring somebody, it's usually one of these three guys. So I trust them. They're super funny, and they're all different. That's what I like, is that their style is different, their jokes, their personalities, everything. So you're going to get a really diverse, really fun lineup tonight.
So how much has your act changed since the last time you were on stage? Because I know you've been making some personal changes in your life. You posted it on Facebook, and we all know that you have been sober for a year now?
About a year and a half, actually. Yeah.
That is terrific.
Yeah, it's really wonderful.
You are the sweetest person to begin with, but to see you clean and sober on top of it all just makes you even more special as far as I'm concerned. So congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot. As far as everything that's gone on in the last year and a half, I mean, my personal journey was and continues to be the best thing that's ever happened to me, so that brings a little bit of light and introspection in a way that I didn't have before, where I'm able to analyze more of my thoughts and feelings and kind of portray those out. And then with everything that's going on in the world, honestly, I'm not the comedian. I'm not a political comic. I'm not someone who's going to try to divide the room or anything like that. So I have a couple lighthearted jokes about quarantine and isolation and things like that. But I keep it relatively upbeat. I'm not trying to hammer in anybody's head or anything like that, because I just feel like people are faced with that all day, every day in the news. That's all you see is coronavirus numbers and the election and all these other types of things that can really bring you down. So I choose to more keep it light. We'll touch on that kind of stuff and we'll keep moving and talk about the goofy things,
Well, and the goofy things are the things that we need to talk about, because I will tell you, this past week, I cannot count on my fingers and toes how many people have reached out to me and have told me this has been the toughest week of their lives since COVID.
Yeah.
And I went through it myself. And the only thing that could get me out of it was to say, okay, this may be real, but I can still live my life. I can find new things to do. And when you talk about a journey, I was never a walker. It was walking just seemed to be the most boring thing in the world to me.
Right.
And I walk every morning now, and I listen to the birds, and I look at the grass, and I notice the different flowers. And it's there's a whole world out there that most of us have forgotten about.
Right.
So during the last couple months, have you been able to get out and experience life outside of the studio?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when we were on the stay-at-home order, obviously not. But once the stay-at-home order was lifted, and I was also, I picked up, like you said, running and walking and trying to do a mix of both just to kind of stay sane, honestly,
Yeah.
because even that light exercise is such a release for your brain where you release endorphins, makes you feel better. You feel like you accomplished something. Because that was something I struggled with really a lot during the quarantine, was that I'm such a busybody and I'm always on the go and I'm very goal oriented. And so when all of that kind of goes away, you're just like, well, now what the hell am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
You know? So sometimes just getting out and going for a walk is just like, okay, well, at least I did that. If I don't get anything else done today, I was outside, I got some fresh air, and I feel better, you know?
And, the other thing that I found with walking, I live in a big condo development. And typically, I barely even see my next door neighbors. Okay. But now that I'm out walking, I'm meeting some really interesting people.
Yeah.
The first time we just may nod and say hello. The second time we see each other, it's like, oh, you're walking again. And every time the conversation gets more and more. And I just want to encourage people that a lot of us have forgotten how to have a conversation because
Dude, yes. It's true because everybody's like kind of awkward about it a little bit. You don't know what you do. Should I talk about what's going on? It's like, just say hi.
Exactly. And that's where it begins. I mean, I've gotten some really good recipes as I've been walking outside. And it's funny because I'll come back in the house and I'll say to my husband, I don't think I have the ingredients, that they told me about. And he said, well, just write it down. And next time we go to the store, we'll get them. And so we've been eating some, gourmet meals, at least according to our appetite. So it's been fun.
Right, that's awesome.
Yeah. So tonight, you are the main feature, which we're really, really excited about.
Thank you.
And again, it starts at 8:00.
Yep.
Any comments for people who want to come out about what they can expect? I mean, you sort of told us, but anything else?
It is going to be a great time. So if you are comfortable, that's what is most important to me. Where as before, and that's the thing too about everything kind of shutting down and it forcing you to put your life on pause for a minute. It rearranges what's important and what isn't. Whereas, a year ago, it was all about selling out. I want to get as many people in there as I can, and I got to get the numbers, and it's got to look good, and it's got to this. Whereas I want people to be comfortable. So if you're comfortable coming out, like I said, Hilarities is taking all of the precautions. They're doing everything to keep you safe. So if it's something that you feel like you want to engage in or you've maybe been on the fence about, you haven't been out yet, this is a very good stepping stone. So if maybe you haven't eaten in a restaurant yet, the way that Hilarities is handling things is fantastic. And you can get some really amazing food and some great entertainment as well. So as long as people are comfortable with that, come on out. It's going to be so much fun. Like I said, it's a very diverse, really talent-packed lineup. So as far as the comics go, it's going to be a fantastic show. Hilarities, the venue. You're going to feel like right at home with everything that they've got going on. So I hope that people are interested in that. And if not, if it's too soon, I totally get that too. Everybody's going at their own pace. So as long as you are comfortable and feel like maybe this is something you want to try to get back, I haven't eaten in a restaurant in 6 months, that would be a really good night to try that. So
absolutely.
Basically, I think just reiterating the safety, and it's going to be fun. If you need a little bit of a release, just something to get your mind off things for 90 minutes, tonight's the night to do it.
Well, and again, the first time I saw you, I didn't even know we had a friendship connection there, that we both knew the same person. And I said to my husband after we saw you, oh, we got to come back and see her. And then I mentioned it to my friend Morgan, and she goes, oh, I've known Mary for years. And it was like,
yeah.
Okay. I said, well, you know what? Every time she performs, I have to go see her. And, as soon as I told my husband I was doing this today, he said, Mary, are we going to go see her tonight? And I said, no, I have 2 shows myself tonight. I can't. But we will be with you in spirit. I know you're going to be back there, and you're probably going to start traveling here soon. So we just want to wish
crossed.
you, we want to wish you the best of luck. Stay healthy, wear your mask, social distancing, and eventually, everything should get back to normal. Okay?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary. Have a great day. Bye-bye
You
now.
too. Bye.